Hey, you guys, and welcome to the Lofi Network. Pisces Soul Tribe. I want to get into some general messages for you. And of course, anything you need from me can be found down below in the description box. Divine, what is the message for today? Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords. And tell me why the Seven of Swords, Divine. With the Two of Swords. And tell me what else, do I feel like somebody is confused as to whether they should tell you something or not, especially with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords, and then we have the King of Cups. I feel like this is more so concerned about how somebody feels about something. Divine, tell me about the King of Cups. But there is a secret that someone is holding on to. And then we also have the Hermit. This is somebody who is alone at this present moment. I don't feel like this person is dating. I feel like there's somebody here who has some form of attachment to you, because I do feel like at one point in time somebody wasn't using their emotional space. We have the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Two of Swords in combination with the King of Cups as well as the Hermit. Divine, tell me why the King of Cups and the Hermit. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Yes, there is somebody here who wants to speak up on some form of truth. I feel like this is something that somebody has been holding on to. I feel like even for quite a few years. I feel like there's possibly information surrounding you, maybe idle gossip behind your back that somebody was discussing about you. This is information that this person has held on to for quite a while. Divine, this Ace of Swords concerning the King of Cups and the Hierophant. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there was somebody here in this instance who just did not take action. I feel like when it came down to maybe even defending your character, defending your name, they didn't say anything. And this is something that they knew better about. Now, I will say with this particular individual, I don't feel like this person stayed on the bandwagon. I feel like this person is guilty by association. But I do feel like whatever information this person has or whatever they know, they're most certainly about to reveal to you, because there's something that you need to know at this present time, maybe about a previous experience. There's something that happened previously could also be a level of confirmation for you, because maybe your intuition gave you some sort of nudge that something was going on between many different people that you were involved with, that maybe the dynamics were not solidified, and that people have private concerns and private issues about you. Divine, tell me about the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords, because what was the confusion about the secret? Because I feel like this, whatever secret this was, it was all a lie. And then we have the Hierophant. It was a lie. I feel like with the Hierophant coming into place, I feel like you're about to be vindicated in some sort of way. I feel like with whatever lie that was spoken about you or discussed, or whatever amount of confusion that was centered around your name being brought up, I do feel like that is about to be cleared out. I really do. Divine, tell me about the Hierophant, because I feel like something that you're doing or something that you've done is the true indicator that something is false. With the Six of Pentacles, I do feel like you it's possible that you gave your energy somewhere else, but one thing that somebody most certainly is going to be offering you up at this present moment is the truth. Divine, what is this truth centered around? Knight of Cups and the Moon, someone's emotions. I feel like somebody had a lot of hidden emotions for you. And I also feel like at this present moment, this is somebody that's still trying to attract you in, bring you in, pull you in. Because like I feel like there was somebody who feels like maybe you don't know them, or you didn't get a chance to know them because something didn't get off the ground. And I feel like something didn't get off the ground because at one moment there was something that somebody was lacking. I feel like somebody was lacking some sort of emotional support or some sort of emotional wherewithal. I feel like this is maybe somebody who feels like I feel like this is somebody who thinks more so with their mind. Divine, what else is here? And we have the Six of Cups. So this is most certainly somebody that you know. I feel like this is somebody that you spent a lot of time with. This could be romantic partner. It could be family, friends. It could be a multitude of many different things because it's more so just about the love. Because what's happening here is it's just feeling like somebody, didn't treat you better. Somebody didn't defend your name. Somebody didn't come to your defense. All in all, I feel like maybe you just were connected to people who should have just treated you better overall. That's concerning the mental space because I feel like there is a moment where you could have been a part of some sort of mental distress. I feel like sometimes people don't understand the effect that they do play on people because I do feel like there are certain individuals who have unalived, themselves because of bullying and things like that, or just always being at the helm of gossip or something always going wrong or being wrong. I feel like you possibly also didn't fit in these particular scenarios and situations, even though in these moments, you gave a lot with the Six of Cups, because there are a lot of memories here. Divine, tell me about the Six of Cups. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. And I feel like these memories that these people are thinking about is like causing them to, want to, come to you, because I feel like there was just something that you brought to the table that was, some unique. I feel like although these people may have many different friends, many different associates, many different partners, all of the things, may know just a lot of people. I feel like there was just something special about your energy, but there was a target on your back. I don't know, for some reason, you just became a target. I feel like it was just more so because you did things differently. Divine, tell me about the Knight of Swords and the Six of Cups. And we have the Three of Pentacles. I do feel like there are people who want to work on work on a severed relationship with you. I feel like you are out doing your thing. I do feel like there is, an independent type of energy where your focus is towards yourself, giving back to yourself. Because why would you want to continue to put in energy and effort into people who aren't putting any effort into you? And I feel like that's exactly what you did. I feel like you have a lot of people confused as to maybe even what you're doing now, where you're headed, because you're turning out a far cry different than what people thought you would turn out. There were a lot of people who thought that you wouldn't amount to anything, that you wouldn't do to anything. Some people always thought you would be working the same job, possibly even for the rest of your life. People didn't have a lot of faith or hope in you and your active moves and what you're doing right now. But I do feel like while other people are possibly struggling, especially in this economy, I feel like you are doing fine. Things are starting to look up for you. But I feel like more so than anything else, you've created a stream of income a stream of income for yourself is what I'm hearing. What else, Divine, concerning the Three of Pentacles? Okay. And we have the Three of Swords. I feel like for a lot of people, they're going to be met with, honestly, disdain. A lot of people like to think that just because you're on the spiritual path that you have to be so nice and that you have to do all these things, that you have to, forgive people. And honestly, you don't have to do any of those things. And I'm not even saying for yourself. Definitely fix yourself and work on yourself continually and repeatedly. But the expectation that you should be available for other people when they were not available for you, that you should want to work on relationships that you did not sever, that you did not fuck up. There was no other way for me to say it, because that's just the way that it felt. You didn't mess up these relationships, but I do feel like these are people who have some sort of expectancy that you should want to salvage the relationships, because these are people who think that they're bigger or larger than the program, even if they are on it. Like, I feel like these are people who in some right or in some way are kind of arrogant, self-serving type of people, and something that you've done for yourself, because I do feel like you were in some way ganged up on. I do feel like these were multiple individuals who, did gang up on you, and although you do have people who may want to present some sort of truth to you, may want to tell you something, things that they've been holding on to or secrets, I don't feel like it's going to really play a major part or have any effect on you wanting to mend fences with these people. I feel like what probably would happen is you would get the information and you would go about your business. Okay. Lastly, Divine, what else is here for this Three of Swords and this Three of Pentacles? 33 could be significant. And we have the House of God. I feel like people are going to be shocked to figure out that you don't want to work out anything with them anymore. You know, I feel like this is something that people will have to deal with for the rest of their lives, because people know what they are doing. They know what they say. They know the acts that they have committed to. And I feel like it's just this thing of most times just jealousy, making people feel like they're more important than what they are. And I feel like that's all this is about. Divine, last one here for me. What else does Pisces need to know? Okay. And you have the Eight of Pentacles here. And Divine, what is the message behind the Eight of Pentacles? We have the Ten of Cups. Once again, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, people want to work on the relationship with you, how this relationship feels, because there is a very strong solidified division. And I don't feel, now I feel like while you may be the person who prompted this ending because of the way you were being treated, I don't feel like this is something you're going to be coming back to. You know, I feel like there is going to be a heavy energy of regret. And honestly, people are just going to have to come to the grips and realization that the reason why you are no longer around has nothing to do with you. I feel like people need to be more accountable and just honestly just own up to the fact that they were horrible people and they had ill intent. They had ill motives and they were working against you. Divine, Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Okay. And we have the Two of Wands. I do feel like these are individuals who have some sort of plans, you know, to want to work things out with you, but it takes two to tango. And I don't feel like you're tangoing in this present moment. We have the Empress energy. I feel like your focus is just more so on what you want to create, like the things that you are manifesting. Like stability for you right now is a real thing. That's the most important thing to you right now. You ask most Pisces what they're doing right now. They chasing after a bag. They're getting the money, and that's totally fine. Divine, tell me about the Two of Wands with the Ten of Cups and Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, with the Five of Cups, these are really truly people. These are truly people who are going to find out that you don't want to work out anything with them. They're going to experience a loss, and the loss was honestly someone great with the Ten of Cups. While I do feel like once again these individuals have many people surrounding them, they may know many people, but with the Ten of Cups energy, they don't really know many people of huge value. You know, I feel like they know people just to know them, and I feel like it's just associates and people that, you know, hang around ever so often. Divine, last of the five of Cups here. Yeah, with the Four of Wands, I feel like you've moved on to other things, because with the Four of Wands here, there's a feeling of accomplishment. Also with the King of Pentacles, there's a feeling of accomplishment. There's a feeling of a job well done in another area. I feel like while you were doing your thing, while you were focusing on you, while you were focusing on your craft, these people were focused on you as well. You were not focused on these people. I feel like with the Four of Wands, there was a lot that you've done. You're showing up now as a very solid, stable individual by yourself. I feel like these are individuals who possibly at this moment, some of them, you know, may be going through different things. Some of them may be wanting to come to you for some form of assistance, get some information for you, advice on how things are working out for you. I don't feel like you're going to be sharing any of your secrets or anything that you do have going on, because I don't feel like you want to be involved with these people. But you do have somebody in your energy who wants to come reveal something to you. I don't feel like this is anything that will really truly change the game, because once again, I feel like your mind, you know, in its own right and in its own way is made up. But I do feel like you're going to have people who want to come in and tell you the truth in hopes that you will want to reestablish and build a relationship with them again. I feel like it's time that you've given to yourself. You know, I feel like you are deserving of so many great things, and I feel like you can get ahead of the curve. I feel like in the near future, you have a lot in coming for you. I feel like your manifestations are on the way. And if you've had that energy where you feel like something is coming, you just don't know what it is, maybe you need some insight. Maybe you need clarity. Check out our sponsor, Psychic Source, okay? Click the link down below in the description box. Use my unique code, JMarion, and get up to 40 minutes of clarity and insight for only $19.80. See? Not well, you won't even break the bank, and then you will get all the clarity and insight that you need. And if you don't, you can get your money back. No muss, no fuss. All those details down below in the description box. And now, on to your reading. Divine, at this moment, how is Pisces feeling about other people? Okay, at the moon. You could be wanting to not necessarily hide away. Okay, but I do feel like in this present moment, you're not really wanting to reveal much with the moon. I do feel like you feel like a lot is on stake at this present moment, and you're not playing any games with anything that you do have going on. So with the moon coming in first, you can have like a hidden type of energy of not really wanting to reveal much at this present moment. And then we have the death and rebirth. A lot of this has to do with the many different changes that you've made in your life. I feel like you also are showing up in some way mysterious to a lot of people, and I feel like that's what you're hanging on to. You would rather be a mystery to people than honestly reveal yourself in the way that you used to. I feel like maybe at one point in time you used to always overindulge because of the nature of the relationships and how you cared about the people regardless of how they cared about you. But with the moon and the death and rebirth, a lot is beginning to change for you. And I feel like with those different changes, people are about to see you in a way that they never have seen you before, that you possibly even tried to show them with the death and rebirth. Because nothing about you is new with the death and rebirth. I feel like everything that is showing up now, has always been a part of you. Death and rebirth, it's just like the phoenix that rises from its own ashes. I do feel like every time, let's just say every time you come back or every time you go through something, you learn from that experience and you're able to further expound on that. We have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles that is coming out now. You could be tossing up with the excuse me. You could be tossing up a decision to make changes and do something different in a particular place. This could also be how you are showing up and being viewed at this moment with the Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Taking a different approach to many different things here as well. I do feel like something feels recycled. So it could be, I'm hearing this as recycle, reuse. So you could be doing something again, something that you did found ground with. You could be looking at something different here. Divine, tell me about the Ace of Wands and the Death specifically. With the World, yeah, I feel like you're going to be taking a second look at something, maybe a way to do something differently. Two of Swords, maybe in some area there was a little confusion, about what you were doing previously. This could be you manifesting, this could just be you simply going to a job, but there maybe was a little confusion about what steps to take, what direction to take. Is it something that you should do? Should you put your efforts into this? Divine, tell me about the World and the Ace of Wands. With the Strength, you're being viewed also, you're also being viewed as very strong. I feel like you have come through a lot of things because of other people, but at this moment, your spiritual awareness, your spiritual prowess is very well noted and very well strong. I feel like these are things that people, whether they want to admit to you or not, they admire this about you, because I do feel like this is the one thing that you do have under your belt that maybe these other people, with their connections, they don't have these type of insights. I feel like people view you as very insightful. But with the World, also, there is still just a disconnection, whether you're getting many different things accomplished. With the World, I also feel like the people are just viewing you from a distance, because that's the only way they do have access to you. Divine, the World, as well as the Strength, you're staying away from people at this present moment. With the King of Cups, I feel like you're keeping to yourself. I feel like you're in a space where you would rather possibly even just be meditating, contemplating, figure out what steps are next, your dreams, your goals, your ambition, what's driving that. I do feel like at this moment, this separation between you and other people is also about peace. I feel like with the King of Cups coming in, you also had to regulate your emotions because these people took you through a lot of different things. And I feel like in a place where people may have thought you were emotionally immature, you have matured in such a way that you are unrecognizable. You could also be coming off as cold, but you're not cold. I just feel like you're more reserved, and I feel like ice is just water in a different form. So I feel like your love is solid and not many people have access to it. Divine, lastly, tell me about the King of Cups here. With the Ten of Pentacles, people could be waiting for you to come back. I feel like you held a very strong place in many different people's lives with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you were a very strong staple, but I feel like with these other individuals in your life, a lot of healing had to take place. With these people spawned a lot of major experiences for you. For a lot of you all, a dark night of the soul could be very significant, but for a lot of you all, this was just the start of a spiritual awakening for you to see your untapped potential. Metatron's cube could be significant. Okay, sacred geometry could be significant here as well. Divine, and last few messages here. Okay. And we have the Chariot. You seem to be on your way. And what's happening now is it seems like you're once again with the Chariot, you're moving further and further and further away from people. I feel like when people look up, you could probably be figuratively halfway across the world. Movement for you is significant, but with the more you get done and the more you have access to, I feel like the more people feel like you're moving away from them. You're moving far, far, far away. Divine, the Chariot. And then we have the Fool. Yeah, you are off to a new start. I feel like you're leaving an old way of thinking, an old way of being behind, and you're off to new things. I feel like with the Chariot and the Fool, while you're off to new things, I feel like there's an energy of stagnation, possibly even attached with most people that were involved with you. I feel like you are the one now who's going to be doing all of the things. If you were in a place where you were watching a lot of people travel while you had to sit at home and get yourself together, I feel like things are about to flip and reverse. I feel like if you were lacking a lot of money or stability or finances, I feel like that's getting ready to change too here as well. And I feel like those individuals who did once have aren't going to have as much. Doesn't mean that everything is going to be taken away from them, but I do feel like you seemingly, whether you know this or not, I feel like people are going to be looking at you as doing better than them now. And I feel like people are going to be coming to you for the sauce, because this is the type of energy that's not going to leave you, because once the Chariot gets going, there is nothing stopping it. So whatever new start you have coming your way, this is coming regardless as to what people do. Divine, lastly, tell me about the Chariot and the Fool. Amethyst could be significant. Amethyst crystals could be significant, as well as the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, at this moment, you could be keeping a lot of things to yourself. I feel like more so than anything else, you're keeping your energy to yourself. You're keeping yourself to yourself. And at this moment, you are not connecting with a lot of people. Connect Four could be significant in some way. Divine, tell me about the Four of Pentacles. You can be sitting at home playing games. Board games could be significant. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Yes. Whatever people thought previously that they were going to get away with, there will be no more growth. In the area of honestly, and this is just the way that I feel it, there will be no more growth in the area of friendship with past individuals. It's almost giving an energy of you being done. If you severed ties with people previously, you will not be going back to these people to mend anything. And even if they did come back to you, I feel like you have the type of energy where you would hear them out and then you will still say, I'm good, love, enjoy. You enjoy the rest of your life, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my life, because something isn't worth your peace. Okay? Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully, this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, you can find those details down below in the description box, and that includes our sponsor, Psychic Source, because let's get these people out of our energy, and let's see what we need to do to get the insight and clarity in order to keep on moving forward, because we ain't got no time to be doubling back. Okay, those details down below in the description box as well. And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day, and see you in the network. Bye, guys.